Hey guys, this is Frank with Tiny Plastic Spaceman, and hopefully you've seen the unboxing video that I did recently for the Hawk War Games Dropfleet Commander Admiral Pledge. And if you haven't, you can find the link somewhere up in this region. I've just been building it over the last couple days, and I thought I haven't seen anyone do a video yet on how to magnetize things or how to make things easily swappable. So I thought I would do that. Starting with the UCM cruisers. Now this is going to be my main fleet, so this is the first one that I started with. And you get this pretty handy set of instructions. This is to do it says optional, but according to the book anyway, this is the New Orleans class. This is the strike carrier that has all your dropships on it. And this is everything else. It has the guns and missile bays and all that stuff. Now the cool thing with these is, and we're starting with these because they're actually quite easy. And what I've done is basically I've assembled these mostly, and I have glued the if it'll focus. There we are. Yeah, so I basically have, you get the main hull and the gun, and I've glued the guns in place on all of these, and I've put them slightly offset because, you know, in battle they're going to be swinging around and everything. And then you get these here. This is for the New Orleans, and basically you don't have to magnetize anything. This just kind of snaps right on. And then when you're moving this around, you know, you're not going to be dislodging this enough to where that's just going to fall off. And if you are, you know, maybe war game miniatures aren't really the thing for you. But anyway, so that's one option. The other one is this rounded one, which goes on like that, and it looks like that from the side view. So it looks quite cool. And then what I've done in this bag, and I'm eventually going to put these in, obviously have these painted up. Just going to have these all separated here. So I call these the spines. I don't know what they're called in the book yet because I haven't had time to read the book. So hopefully I'll get two matching pairs here. These look like they're matching. You see one's a left, one's a right. This lower edge piece here goes underneath the ship. So you can see here, for example, you see that this piece here that I'm tapping, that fits underneath here. And this basically fits what engineers call, I believe, a friction fit. There's no magnets or anything required. So that is your Lima, and I think this is the one. I can't remember what exactly this ship does. But I mean, you can see that there's a little bit of looseness there. That is not a big deal. Once you get some layers of paint on it, it's not going to matter anyway. And if you really wanted, you can put a very small magnet in there. I actually ordered 1x1 millimeter magnets, which is just way overkill. I ordered them before I actually started putting these together. But, you know, it is what it is. You can actually put a little pin inside here. You get a 1mm drill bit like this and a paper clip, and you just drill it as far as you want in there and cut your paper clip about a couple centimeters or an inch or so and just stick it in and then clip it as you need to, and then drill that there so it doesn't wiggle around too much. Sorry for the auto-focusing. So there you have an idea of how that works. And basically all of the ships are like that. Now in the starter set, the starter fleet will give you, I think it's, do I have 3 sprues or 2 sprues? I can't remember. I think you get 4 main bodies and enough parts to make 2 of any ship. And as you can see, there are 5 different ships. So it's up to you. So I mean, it's pretty simple, and basically all the side pieces fit in like that. You will have some gaps there, but once it's painted, I don't think you're really going to notice. And those will be there anyway, whether you glue them in or not. And they don't need to be magnetized. So let me just get a couple more pieces here just to show you. See if these are the same. Yeah, these are matching. So all you have to do is just make sure you have a right and a left. And the easiest way to tell is hold them like that, and you can see from the ends that these are a right and a left. So just, there you go. And here's your Jakarta defense frigate. There you go. Right? Pretty straightforward. Pretty easy. So that's why I have all of the pieces in a bag like that, and I can basically have any sort of ship makeup that I want, or fleet makeup that I want. And then I put all the spine pieces and the main hulls in a separate bag, and that's where they will live until they get painted, and then they will live in a KR case. So that is, it's not really magnetizing, but it's swappable cruisers. Now the hard part, frigates. And then you have the cruisers, which there are a lot more pieces to. Basically, the easiest thing to do is glue your main piece together, glue all your little doodads on, your antennas. Don't glue these on. Actually, no, do glue those on, sorry. And then, once you get to the option steps, B, C, D, and E, that's when you start the magnetizing. So, these here for the San Francisco, glue these pieces together, 22 and 23. 19 and 20, glue those together, and then you'll have a bunch of them, because some of them require a second sprue to make the St. Petersburg and the Moscow. So, because you only get 2 of these and 1 set of the burn-through laser. So to make this, you need 2 sprues. To make this, you need 2 sprues. And let's see, I think that is it. So, taking my example that I've done earlier, I will show you what I've done, preferably on camera. Just very quick. It's I think, you know, in an evening you could make, you know, a whole fleet worth of these, and you know, they go pretty quick. So what I did was I basically just matched up the thick pieces of the top portion of the hull where these need to be. I don't need the reason. Let me use the one with the gun on it, because that determines why the placement of the magnets. So you see, for the guns that are on top, for this one here, the Moscow, see it's got 4 guns, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. So you do need to just press them down. The magnets are really only there so that you can handle the ship just fine. And so these are 3x2 magnets, and these are 2x1 magnets. These are millimeters, which are the only measurement unit that you should be thinking about anyway. Now these aren't perfect, because you can see the bottom, they really should be flush, which is why the guns, I've clipped the little nubs off the guns. So they're not perfectly placed, but with a pair of cheap wire cutters, you can kind of grab those and twist the magnets out, and then just re-drill the holes a bit deeper. So it's not a big deal. And what I used was this 1mm drill bit in a pin vise, and then a 2mm if I needed it. And if not, I use this 3mm for the bigger ones. So, right. So again, with the example of the top thing, So you see, I didn't put magnets there and there. I drilled through with a 1 mil drill into here, where these are just locator magnets. Those are just really there just to help it center in place. And you do have to kind of press it in a little bit just to make sure that there's not a gigantic seam there. So I used the magnets that were there for this smooth one that doesn't have a gun on top. You can kind of hear it click in place maybe. There we go. A little bit better. So do need to shave it down a little bit, I think. Now for the bottom, I already showed you where the guns go, but I ran out of tiny magnets for these burn-through lasers, but you can see where the guns go there. And you see where just need to drill that hole a little bit deeper on the bottom. No biggie. And for this one is the troop carrier one. You see how that fits. Now you might wonder, what about the wing bits that go on the top? Easy. Those kind of slide in place, and then you just press them down. Yeah. And on the other side, if you have the one with the fleet carrier one, there you go, and you can see little ships inside. And then there's a third option for the light cruisers, like the Osaka, which completely covers that up, and there's no gun. So there's your three options. You have the one with the exposed hanger, the one with that's shorter, where you can, I suppose you can tell by the length of the tail. The really long tail has the gun. The next longest, or the shorter one, has the hanger inside. The next one has no gun, no hanger. Okay. Now for the Madrid, which is the orbital bombardment one, that has these little guns on the bottom here. These were very easy. These are orbital bombardment guns. Very easy. And these were all just 2x1 magnets to hold the guns in place. Now you might notice, like I did for the frigates, I did the same thing for the guns on the sides of the frigates. I just glued them in place because I didn't want to. I'm already going to be dealing with a million tiny pieces. So these guns here and here, that's the left and the right, they're glued in place. So I'm going to have, some of these are going to be, basically, some are going to be straight ahead, some are going to be turned slightly, some are going to be turned a bit more. Very easy. And that is it. And just so you can see the magnets, these are the 3x2s, and I mark the one end, and these are the 2x1s, and I try to mark these, and the reason why I mark them is because I do a lot of magnetizing, so the X faces out, and I just remember X out. So X faces out, and then when something is going into this, for example, the hex, or the X goes in, so the blank side is facing out. If that, hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, that's basically it, and hopefully that was simple enough. If it was and it made sense, please give the video a like, click that subscribe button down below, check out the other Hawk videos that I've got. I've got loads of Hawk unboxings, also, as well as the Admiral Pledge and whatnot. Check us out at tinyplasticspaceman.com. We're on Facebook, just search for Tiny Plastic Spaceman, or tag us at Tiny Plastic Spaceman, and you can do the same thing on Instagram. We're at TPS Painting Studio, all one word. And I think that's it. So we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.